up, guys? It's Caleb Birch here, author of Transformative Awakening. Today, I'm going to be answering the question of how do you awaken spiritually in practical terms? The universe quietly calls to people when it's their time to awaken spiritually. How soon they awaken depends on how receptive they are. The Bible uses the analogy of a farm to represent the human heart. If the soil is fertile, deep and tilled, the seeds of truth flourish and sprout in it. But if the soil is dry, rocky and shallow, the seeds do not grow properly and wither away. If the seeds do not get buried deep within the soil, they can get washed away or eaten by birds. Similarly, if a person's heart is distracted by the cares of the world, they may miss the invitation to grasp the opportunity to awaken spiritually. Success and wealth can make a person proud and selfish. When all your mental energy is employed to get further in the rat race or to portray a successful image to the world, you will lack the willingness and capacity to respond to the call. This is like the seeds falling on rocky ground. Awakening spiritually usually involves a new desire to abandon vain pursuits and the goals that were laid down by the ego. It is an internal transformation in which old interests and motivations are replaced with more noble ones. You no longer enjoy competition, and building material wealth starts to take a secondary place to developing a positive character. An awakened person values maintaining a high vibrational energy field. When their energy is disturbed by negative people, they feel it acutely and immediately get the urge to return to their home base where they can recover. Awakening activates a person's sense of compassion, and they start to care more about the moral aspects of their decisions. When they see other people suffer, they can feel it too, and they spring into action in an attempt to make a difference. One can notice certain shifts in thought when the awakening process starts. For example, one day you attend a concert that you normally would find entertaining. As you're standing in the crowd observing the mass of people moving to the rhythm of the music, you realize something strange. They all seem to be captivated by their emotions and merged with the movements of the group. You feel as though you're observing this from another standpoint, like someone who is immune to all the influences. Your mind becomes fully present and you wonder why you haven't seen the revelry in this way before. You consider for a moment what your priorities have been and what you've been striving for, and it seems unimportant now. You then snap out of it, your epiphany, and return to the music and dance. These realizations may be soft at first, but over time they add up and lead you to make a decision about your life path. You may notice synchronicities happen occasionally that alert you to the brevity of life or to the fact that you're living in an illusion. Perhaps you become frighteningly ill, or even come close to a near-death experience. This causes you to re-evaluate your purpose and what you aim to accomplish in life. Many things we take for granted until we realize that they can disappear in a moment. When we're grateful for the relationships and physical health we have, it decreases the discontentment in our minds and our joy grows. The more you wake up spiritually, the more you are attracted to the simple things in life. Something as mundane as sitting with a warm blanket on a rainy day, looking at the drops of water falling against the window, brings comfort to you. The ordinary experiences in life take on a magical quality, and your addiction to instant gratification fades away gradually. You're no longer feverishly chasing after your next hit to make you forget about the pain inside. Now you are at peace, and it's a kind of peace that's not dependent on your surroundings. The peace of an awakened person is stable because they know it comes from within, and therefore they need not be afraid of losing something external to them. A person who has paid attention to the soft calls of the universe is like the seeds falling on the fertile soil. They learn to filter out the noise of meaningless entertainment and pick out the spiritual gems when they come by. Then when it's time for them to contribute and take part in enlightening other people, they are ready and to jump into the fray. If you're someone who is already interested in awakening spiritually, chances are you've already started that journey. For the person caught up in the matrix, a spiritual awakening usually hits them in the head like the apple falling on Isaac Newton's head. The beer-drinking, skirt-chasing Joe would need to reach rock bottom before he becomes motivated to research the esoteric methods of enlightening his consciousness. The problem is that being a good person doesn't usually bring you immediate worldly rewards. In reality, it's the other way around. It's a life riddled with misunderstandings, loss, and resistance. Jesus never invited people to follow him saying that they'll become rich and get lots of friends. You need to be able to appreciate the positive path for the right reasons. Yeah, that's all I have to say for now about the awakening process. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe, and until next time, cheers.